Today we are at Signature Global Luxe DXP. So I'm going to be introducing to none other than Vinay Panwar. He's from sales and what the project looks like and the key features, what you are actually missing as the consumer end. So the first question, sir, is that, sir, what does Miyawaki Forest looks like? And the second binary question to the first is, why Miyawaki Forest and why not other forests for that matter?
Hi. If we talk about Miyawaki forest, so Miyawaki is a concept which is derived out of the Japanese culture. Miyawaki forests are naturally those kind of flora and fauna which creates a 30 to 35% more oxygen enriching to the entire ambience, to the entire development which is getting into this Deluxe DXP. So it is derived out of this Japanese psychology whereby the more oxygen is always creating a pleasant environment and an ambience as well as an energy amongst the surroundings. So as you can see that it is more than like 65%, the ground coverage, if we talk about 35% of the open and green areas. So the ground towers are only 60%, which is comprising of. So these Miyawaki forests can be witnessed in these developments along with the lateral and the vertical landscaping, which will be on our double podium concepts also.
Fair enough. And the next question is, sir, why double podium? Why podium as a project is such an important thing?
So first of all, we need to understand what podium is like.
Okay.
And why podium is superior to a conventional basement kind of a level parking, whereby you have to have natural kind of a more kind of a maintenance towards the basements.
Fair enough.
And as well as that increases the construction cost also because you are covering the non-tower areas as well. Versus a podium is a kind of a concept whereby, as you know, that the entire development is a particular non-vehicular zone. So when we talk about podiums, so the traffic movement or the vehicular movement which is confined to the tower entries, so that gives a separate entry for the particular residents who are walking into their towers, as well as separate exit it gives through the second podium. So the double podium concept, one podium shall be dedicated towards the entry of the tower, and from the second podium which shall be giving the exit out of those towers, as well as the podium shall be serving the gateway towards our triple heighted lobbies.
Awesome.
Which will be directly connecting the high speed elevators, which are at least 4 elevators in single towers, whereby there is least distant time from the particular time of your parkings in the podiums, and the particular this gives a sense of privacy amongst the entire development. So why do we want a client coming to Deluxe DXP? Because the podiums, if you stand from the above, so there is absolutely no vision, there is absolutely no kind of a see-through for any of the residents in a kind of a podium concept. So the podiums, on the double podium, you have, as you can see, the kind of clubs, the kind of swimming pools which we have. You have the Miyawaki forest, and there is the complete this particular podiums, which is also again camouflaged by an entire vertical landscaping as well, which will be giving us natural kind of a sunlight in the parking areas as well.
Awesome.
Right.
So I now understand और visualize कि अगर कोई यहाँ रह रहा होगा, उसको क्या sense of comfort होगा, तो वो मेरे को समझाना है सामने वाले को.
So what happens in a kind of a double podium kind of concept is that whatever the vehicular movement is, so in cases of security threat positions, we have always seen that the entry and the exits towards the tower are the most particular pinpoint areas or focal areas for any kind of such kind of a situation. But in this is already concealed. So you are actually coming from your tower, you are going straight into your basements, and the podiums are above. So unlike North Delhi culture, if you would have visited Mumbai, to for example, so you will find all the parkings which are up, and then there's a garden on the fourth floor, and then the tower orientation starts. So that gives you a sense of complete privacy, whereby you coming out of your unit will not be witnessed or seen by any other person.
Okay.
That is what.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the right answer for that, and why people have been commenting or writing that in the Quera is that why podium is so important. or why do developers are developing podium as a structure for high rise nowadays in NCR? This is one of the primary reason which later on when somebody lives there actually enjoys or witnesses himself or herself for his family. So people are talking about ki why Signature Global is actually developing this project
Right.
or developed this project around about 250 meters. So what is the most important part? Why should I, as a consumer,
Right.
why does it make sense for that?
So
Please.
as you know already, you've been to Golf Course Road.
Absolutely, I've been there.
So you can see the development of camellias on the main road itself, and then there is the camellias and the other projects of DLF. The complete development is other inside 200 meters.
Right, absolutely, 200 meters here.
So that gives us, a kind of community sense in the entire sprawling acres of, as you can see, that this is a total land parcel of 22.5 acres, which is like 16.5 acres for this group housing, as well as we have an upcoming iconic tower, which will be like a still plus 40 floors kind of a structure, whereby we will be having only a kind of might be a two to a core kind of a configuration, whereby we have only 4 BHKs, which is coming bang on the expressway itself. So we are also in that particular same league, and this is like only a limited edition of 80 to 100 apartments, which will be bang on the Dwarka Expressway gateway itself.
No, this is one part. But to be honest, like as a consumer or as a resident who's willing to actually move in, what is most compelling reason why are you developing a commercial along with a residential?
Right.
And also what I do see in your brochure or your construction site, that you are actually developing 40,000 square feet of club area on both the side of tower.
Absolutely. Coming to the same, we need to understand for this particular question that what is the composure and what is the lion's share in sector 3070 of Signature. So first of all, we need to understand that the projects are very far away from the Dwarka Expressway.
Okay.
We are talking about 200 meters distance from Dwarka Expressway of our towers, which is hardly any. You get out of the parking and you are touching the Dwarka Expressway. Second of all, if we talk about the commercial is in the 3 acres of this particular development, which will be serving as the daily needs for the entire densely populated 37D sectors. It will be giving a sense of comfort to the customers, because now what we are coming up in this DXP Luxuria is this 3 acres of complete development is a structure of ground, first and second floor for a food court kind of a structure, as well as the ground and the first floor shall be completely leased by Signature Global Group. So that means that 100% this particular leasing rights shall be remaining with me. So for example, you want to go for a haircut. These residents, coming out of their apartments, they want to go for a haircut or they want to go for the spa services. So Tony and Guy and these kind of saloons shall be comprising of at least 5,000 square feet. You want to go shopping, you want to buy some meat, you want to buy some, groceries for your store. So we will be focusing on Lee Marche for an entire 10,000 square feet kind of a structure. So this is going to be like a defining. So this complete mix of 16.5 acres, which is inclusive of this 3.5 acres of commercial, with hardly a distance of like 200 meters away from the development, shall.
Why are we giving 3 acres? Like out of 16.5 acres of land area, people are actually developing commercial on the tower itself. Like if you see, but you're giving special space on the open area.
So what happens is that to give a sense of community to the residents,
Right.
As you see that the entire development is having a very kind of 40 to 50% of the ground coverage is only being done by the towers, and rest is completely for the green areas.
Right.
As Signature Global, we do not want to position the retail section as like an a immediate market of the particular development of the high rise itself. This commercials should stand as a fulcrum for maybe a nearby residents also who want to get the a luxury class kind of a a retail experience, which is absolutely not prevalent in sector 37C and 37D. So as you know that sector 37D is already on the gateway of Dwarka Expressway. So we have 14 kilometers airport right from the bank on point which we are standing as of now, and the entire development of the density within sector 37C and 37D lies behind this particular Dwarka Expressway story itself.
So you mean that it's going to actually serve as a gateway from this point?
Absolutely.
So the part is, as investors, we always look forward for security in the mind. So, sir, I just want to actually run some questions. Like, as an investor, why do we think that this is going to be the next ambience? What ambience is to what ambience did for Gurgaon? It sits at the fulcrum point of the Gurgaon.
Right.
Now, this position can be now dedicated to, let's say, ELX Luxuria Premier.
Right.
So, why does Signature Global position this commercial as the epic center for 37D, C, and the nearby area? There could other be competition that are coming up,
Right.
but give me like 3 reasons why do I need to invest?
So first of all, you need to understand the sectors of 37C and 37D in
Right.
terms of the maps orientation. So
Right.
what we are talking about 37D, this particular DLX DXP and the retail section just hardly what 200 meters away from Dwarka Expressway. On the left hand side, as you can see, that Dwarka Expressway is bustling with space of 150 meters wide. So
Okay.
if we talk about geographic location, so as you would have seen many such commercials which have taken a very iconic shape is because of the location and the connectivity.
So, location and connectivity.
Absolutely. So my location and connectivity is very close towards the Dwarka Expressway.
Right.
Along with that, as I have given you a particular thumbs up intimation for the same, that the Signature Global shall be doing the entire leasing for the complexes.
So, leasing you're going to do,
Absolutely.
it sits on the bang on Dwarka Expressway.
Right.
It's the fulcrum point, 14
Right.
kilometers from IGI airports, and somebody is actually dropping on from an international
Right.
client can actually come here for a shopping experience.
Absolutely. You want to grab a quick coffee, on a good coffee shop. So Starbucks is like the orientation which we want to get in the coffee house. So as you could see that we want to have those premium brands serving to the premium clientele.
Awesome. आपने काफी सारे सवाल उठाए थे और हमने उन सवालों को काफी संक्षेप में और with super clarity. Thank you so much. Look